up, Fight fans? I am Jason Burgos for SureDog.com, and tonight this interview will have a Hollywood tilt to it. That's because while my guest is an accomplished mixed martial artist, having competed for BAMMA and Cage Warriors during a 9-year career in the sport, he will be raising his status to an all-new level in the lead role for Fight Network's exclusive film, Cagefighter Worlds Collide, which debuts to the world on May 16th, and that man is known as The Mean, aka Alex Montagnani. Alex, my man, thanks for the time to talk your fighting and acting.
Thanks for the great intro, man. Thank you.
So before we get into this role in Cagefighter and that stuff, I want to first talk about your history in mixed martial arts. Your IMDb bio, of all things, tells a good bit about you, like your parents having a background in martial arts, it says, and you being like a serious athlete in martial arts throughout your childhood. But making that switch to being a pro MMA fighter, that's a notable jump. So where or what point or what moment made you say, yes, I want to fight a person in a cage for a living?
I think when I got to about 19,
Okay.
I was like deep in my judo and started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I don't know, there was something lacking. So I went and joined like a MMA place in Bethnal Green called Legacy, which was run by Jude Samuel. He's the now the BAMMA Europe matchmaker. So yeah, so there's some real good guys down there. I just I don't know, just sparring with them. I was like, I want to do this for a living. This is what I want to do. So yeah, I was in the right place, and yeah, man. So I think within like a year of being there, had my first amateur fight, and the rest is history, as they say, man. It's just addictive.
From what I can tell, this is like the first lead role you've had in a film, which is a heck of achievement so quickly. Tell me about how that came together to land the top role in this film, and what is your character of Reese? What's he all about?
Yeah, so like, I was the stunt coordinator on this. I'm not stunt coordinator, sorry, choreographer, fight choreographer on the Cagefighter, and I had a small role. The original lead guy who I was working with and I designed all the fights for, he had to pull out for whatever reason he had, and they were looking around thinking, man, who could we have? And they were like, who knows all the fights, who can act? There's like a few weeks to film in. So yeah, they asked me to do an audition, and I got the role, man. So
Wow.
it was great. I know it's like a dream come true. And Reese, he's a complex guy, but I think he's like most fighters. A lot of fighters have issues. That's why we fight, right?
Yeah.
But no, I'm joking. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. He's a cool guy. He's just he just messes up a bit in his career, and he has to climb his way back up to the top. And you're all gonna join him on his journey, getting there. I don't want to give.
I've seen like people, like actors, talk about, oh, they got to put in some kind of like a personal thing into their character and stuff like that. Did you feel like from your own MMA stuff that it fit with Reese, or you really had to find a different kind of place to interpret Reese as the character from yourself?
No, it was a bit strange. It was the way he was written. He was quite similar to my personal life. So it was quite emotional working on this character and bringing him to life. And I think a lot of fighters will be able to relate to him, because he comes to a point where he doesn't know what to do with his fight career. It's either just leave it alone, or, like I was saying earlier, you got to give it 100%. And he comes to that point, and yeah, so I think a lot of people are going to definitely relate to him, and not just in MMA, but in everything. Every sport, and just even everyday people, you're going to relate to him.
How big of a jump in responsibility and pressure is there to take on like a major role in something like this for the first time? Is it a pressure you put on yourself, and that's kind of the crux of the added stress, or do you just feel it in all the extra work on the set, off the set, and you get that understanding the success of the film does hinge on your performance in it, and that adds something to the stress too?
Yeah, no, it was a little stressful, but I took it as a fight. I had time to prepare before. And before every scene, you kind of get yourself worked up, ready, just like before you get called out to a fight. So, yeah, I had a little bit of pressure on myself, but I feel like I handled it well. And I like that comment you said. The film kind of is on my back for me to carry it. So yeah, now you've said it, I've got a bit more pressure on my back. But no, I think it's great. I think I've done good, and yeah, I was kind of used to it. Like I said, I used it as like a fight.
In the film, UFC Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell plays your coach and mentor. Any fighter in the sport now, has an appreciation for what Chuck did for the industry. However, he's actually been acting for a while too, and I talked to him a good bit about it with him yesterday. What was that experience like to work so closely with him? And did you sit sort of under like the learning tree and pull advice from him, not only on like the fighting industry, but also the acting industry, and get some tips and advice?
Yeah, no, for sure. Working with Chuck was amazing. It was mind blowing when they told me that I was going to be working with him. Like you said, he's a legend. I've watched him since I was young. He's one of the reasons that you want to fight. Watching the Iceman, going in there and just slugging it out, winning the title. So yeah, working with him was great. And yeah, it definitely with the training and the fight scenes, I definitely drew on his knowledge. And again, it was great. I did like a workout with him offset.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so that was again that was crazy, man. And then again on that, we did like pads and stuff, and that was amazing. Again, getting to work with Chuck, yeah, I was also supposed to fight last weekend, and he was going to come and watch me. So it was kind of gonna it was going to be interesting, man. Like. It was amazing. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm all getting tongue tied.
One of the fascinating things about this movie to me, as a lifelong wrestling fan as well, is Jon Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose, former WWE champion, current AEW champion, is the bad guy in the movie. How did you like working opposite him in a lot of key moments in the movies? Because from everything I've read and seen on him, he seems like a really pleasant guy.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. He's amazing. He's really just chilled, laid back when you meet him. Quite quiet. So I was like, oh man, I wonder how he's gonna be in front of the camera. As soon as the camera went on, my gosh, man, he just switched on. It was amazing, and that gave me more energy. And I was like, man, I want to kind of match his energy. So yeah, it was cool, man. It was really cool. I didn't quite match his energy. That guy explodes. He's too used to cutting them promos for wrestling, man. But no, he's great, and I think you guys are gonna be blown away by his acting skills, man. Really good.
Along with Liddell and Moxley, Luke Rockhold, Gina Gershon, Jay Reso, aka Christian, another former WWE heavyweight champion, are all in the film. How much did you get to work with any of them? We talked off camera about you working with Luke a little bit, and was there any interesting lessons you learned from them? Because they're all from different kind of backgrounds, fighting, acting, wrestling. Like, did you learn anything from the experiences with them too?
Oh, for sure. Each of them all different things. Like Gina, we talked about like obviously the film industry, so she gave me some great advice about that. Jay, we were just really talking about again the film industry, a little bit about wrestling, but Luke was really good, man. Again about the fight game. It was cool talking to him, and like we said, training, and I learned from him to protect my neck at all times.
Wait, from Luke or Wu-Tang Clan? Wu-Tang Clan also told us all to protect the neck.
Oh, both of them. Both of them.
Would you say the primary hope is for this movie to bring a lot more attention to your acting work, so that it opens up more opportunities and that becomes the focus and that becomes the main career? Or do you want to be a dual actor and fighter and still be an active fighter? Because you just fought in May of last year. You mentioned you're going to have a fight recently, so do you want to split and do both, or like you said, you kind of got to do 100? Can you actually at all split both?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. If I have enough time in between to do full camps and have like 100% focus, then I want to do both, because I'm signed to Contenders Florida right now. They're a new organization in Florida, and they're great. Those guys are gonna look after me. I got 2 fights signed with them, so I think 2 fights a year is enough, maybe even just 1, because then again I can really balance the fighting and the acting. Because these acting jobs, they can take up to 2-3 months at a time, and the fight camp I need about 3 months. So yeah, let's see what happens, man. I'm sure I can do it, and I'm sure you're gonna see my name popping up all over the place.
The coronavirus pandemic has had a huge effect on the motion picture and television industry. However, with this being released on FITE Network, do you think this might actually work out well for the film as more people are staying home, watching streaming networks, watching television, and the competition isn't as strong? There's not as many sports, all these things. Do you think, in a way, the movie, it might get more traction and do better and put up better numbers than even you expected because of the pandemic right now?
Yeah, for sure. That's what I think will happen for sure. Everyone's inside, or they're supposed to be. So I'm pretty sure that people will tune in, watch it, and yeah, I think it'll bring a lot more heat than it would have before, especially that it's everyone's inside, like you said.
And speaking of the whole coronavirus situation, what's the situation for you and in the UK? I mean, I'm in New York, so it's not very good here. But I think I've seen stuff like the UK has gotten a little worse, like more restriction. Like, what's the situation for you at home with everything going on with the virus?
Yeah, the virus is it's a bit pretty crazy. People are acting a bit wild over here before, with the with the mass buying, going into this panic buying,
Yep.
going into the shops and cleaning out shelves and loads of toilet tissue. I still don't understand why.
They did that here too. I don't understand.
But yeah, right now, all the schools are closed, all the parks are closed. You're allowed to go out for 1 hour a day for like an exercise or something like that, or to go to the shops to get essentials. But so yeah, it's a little crazy over here, but I think everyone's coping with it well. I'm lucky I've got a good family around me, and my crazy kids keep me sane. So, it's all good.
What's the situation? Did you mention your kids and stuff like that? Because I have a son, and I've had to do. They're having us do like homeschooling, digital schooling, which has been a pain in the ass. Are they doing the same thing in the UK? And what's that been like?
Yeah, that's it. My two sons have been doing their homeschooling with them, and yeah, it's been the first week. I feel like I was like the best teacher ever, and now it's kind of been tailing. It's been tailing off a little bit, but I'm trying to maintain a high level of learning. So yeah, it's going well. I'll say it's going well.
I feel the worst. I feel the opposite. I feel like the first weeks was terrible. I didn't know what the hell he's doing. Now I'm like, yeah, he's good. I know what he's doing. I'll check it in a couple minutes. But now the last question is, I am a big fan of nicknames. I love nicknames. Love the stories behind nicknames. But for you, it was a bit confusing when researching on you because two of the major Fight Finder sites like our SureDog and then Tapology have different names. SureDog has you as mean. Tapology has you as... So what is with Mean Albatross? Where did that come from?
When I was fighting for BAMMA, one of the guys that worked there, he was like, "Oh, you should have Mean Albatross," and I was like, "Why?" And he told me about the story about the albatross, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's cool." And then he put my name down as the Mean Albatross, and then I was like, "No, fuck that. Take it out." Take it out, because my wife, who's laughing over in the corner now, she was cussing me, rinsing me for days about that. So yeah, it's just mean. It's mean Montagnani.
I mean, Mean Albatross, it definitely stands out. It definitely has some branding capabilities and potential. Why not Mean Albatross? Why not? Go with it.
Yeah, maybe you can put a big bird across my chest or something.